back, gang. It's Abong Eka. Thanks again for watching another episode of Economics. Economics and the principles of economics is simple. It's the 3 M's. We talk about your mindset, your mission, and your money. These 3 things are what I believe to be the ingredients to a better life and to a life that has purpose and has meaning. A lot of people live through life, they're basically not even living. They're just waiting to die because they're meandering, right? So the whole point of economics is to inspire you and encourage you. I'm not trying to motivate you. Motivation could be instantaneous. You can get amped up and watch this video and then tomorrow do nothing. Then I failed. So my point is to give you tools so that you can use to continue growing in your mission and getting towards a place of enlightenment and growing, right? And getting the success and everything you want in this life because it's not promised. I'm also the author of Start Me Up, the No Business Plan, Business Plan. And this book basically helps people start businesses. And if you're currently in a business, it gives you the 4 major areas to avoid so that you don't go out of business. And that can be something simple as I deal heavily with sales and I help you with social media. I also teach you pricing techniques, how to price your products and services, especially services for a lot of you out there. And I also help you to mold your idea to create a niche and learn and teach you some techniques to become an expert in your space and be in your field and how you can differentiate yourself from people you call your competition, because they're not really your competition, they suck. Well, sorry, just being nice, but that's the truth, right? So the one thing I want to talk about is the economy. And I had a conversation with somebody recently, and they were telling me about how they weren't making enough money, and they were upset about their current financial situation. And so I asked them, I go, what are you doing to change this? Well, I'm working hard, I'm working a couple hours more, I'm working 10 hours, I'm working 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, and I'm still getting the same pay. And so I asked him, I said, well, are you paid by the hour? And he said, no. I said, well, then what does it matter then? So he's like, what do you mean? I go, we are paid, and I've said this in a previous video, we're paid for value, not time. That's an old think. It's the idea that the more you work, right, the more you get, the more money you make. And it's not that, it's value. There are people who work, we all have the same time. We all have the same 24 hours in one day. There are people who make $10,000 an hour, $100,000 an hour, $1 million an hour, and there are people who make $7 an hour. It's a huge difference. And it's not race. I know black people who are making tens of thousands of dollars per hour. I know Asian people who are doing the same. Hispanic people are doing the same. What's the difference? What value do you bring to the marketplace? And the people who are making the $7 or $8, or the lower wage people, have a philosophy that's keeping them from their best. Your philosophy can affects your economy. How you see money, how you see who you are, and the value you can bring to wherever you're working is keeping you from making the money you can make. So I asked him simply, I said, hey, look, what does your boss care about? And he said, without a blink of an eye, he said, well, he's trying to get more clients, and he's trying to do this, and he wants to get he wants to get clients in this kind of industry. I said, well, then go do it. What are you waiting for? Show him your value so you don't end up getting fired like everybody else. You know what you do? Find out who's in that industry, find out who you know, use LinkedIn, use social media to create a connection with people in that new industry that your boss is trying to go after. Create a relationship, and then slowly introduce your boss to those people. I guarantee you the value he sees in you will increase. And if you could take it one step further and actually go out there and actually get the work, you're getting a piece. That's where you get the money. So when you go to your boss saying, I need a raise, what he should say to you is go outside and go out in the world and get it. That's what you should be doing. So you got to think a little bit differently. If you're not going to quit your job, you got to think, what does my boss value? What does he or she care about that I can provide that makes it worth their while to give me more money? Because then they'll be an advocate for you. Working 60 hours a week is not cutting anymore. This is not GM. This is not Ford. This is not the airlines. This is not a factory. This is not Bethlehem Steel. All those industries some of the countries went out of business. Some they suffered. It's not about seniority and the amount of time you spend. It's about how much value you bring. So one thing I want to leave with you, principle-wise, is each person's economy depends on their personal philosophy. It's like a guidance system for greatness. And I have to write that down. So again, I'll read it again. Each person's economy depends on their personal philosophy. It's like a guidance system for greatness. The people who do really well in life Not money-wise. I mean like great relationships and enjoy their life and they're happy. Their mind is in a good place. They don't have drama. They don't have relationship crap. They don't have problems at work. Maybe they even run their own organizations themselves. They weed out all the bad stuff, all the bad people. They try to eat right. They try to sleep. They try to have a whole sphere of greatness around them. You know why? Because you can't produce anything worthwhile if you're mired in shit. You can't. And so you have to think that way and try to remove yourself. So again, principle of economics, the principle of economics in this case is your personal philosophy determines your economy. You got to find out what your boss wants, what your boss needs, and what your boss values. And when you provide that to them, they will pay you more. As always, chances aren't given, chances are taken. So be bold and go get it.